Hey everyone, it's Tim and Lori.
It's
It's
good
good.
to see you.
Yeah, it's great. Well, it's great to be seen, maybe. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know. Wish we could see you.
Mm-hmm.
We miss you. Um, we're recording this on Friday morning here. It's kind of a cloudy day, a little windy. Looks like it might rain later. I don't know when you're watching it, but I hope you're feeling well. We're feeling well. So,
Hope you had a good week
yeah, hope your week was good.
heading into the weekend.
Yeah.
So today we'll do a little bit of reading together.
Yeah, but we miss you.
We do miss you
really do.
so much.
Yeah. So we're going to look at your white books. If you get your white books out, press pause. Go get your white book.
These.
And open it to page 116.
Yeah.
Now we need to get us out of the way because we're going to talk about some words that we're going to need to know.
Right.
Or actually, look at page 116. We'll do that in a
look
second.
at page 116.
Look at page 116. I'll hold it up and you can see it. And this is backwards for you, but you know how we start the reading, you've got a picture here. And we want you to pause it for a second and look at that picture and answer these questions that you'll see in your white book over here. And then we'll
in a minute we'll do it together.
We'll do it all together. Yeah. We'll talk together. But pause it for a second so you can be thinking about it. Yeah. Okay, we're back.
All right, so hope you took a little bit of time to look at this picture. So in this picture, things are not very happy, right?
No. Life throws you kind of curveballs sometimes, doesn't it? Like a pandemic.
Absolutely. We didn't expect this.
In this one, what's the problem in this picture?
Well, I mean, look, they have a really big house, right?
Maybe that's a set of apartments.
Those could be apartments. But I see a huge fire.
Uh-oh.
And the fire is really, really close to their apartments.
Uh-oh. Look at their faces in the car. People in the car. They look like something's wrong.
Your dad looks really worried.
Mm.
Yeah, and look, they have all the animals. They have all their pets, the cat.
And the bird.
The bird is in the car too. Probably they don't always take them with them.
Yeah. How many people are in the car? I see 2 adults and
looks like
4 or 5 kids.
5 kids. There's
5
a
kids,
little one on the second. Yeah. So 5 kids, 2 adults, and 2 pets.
And they're driving away from a house. It looks like it's burning.
Mm-hmm.
So let's read the story. Just roll it up.
Yeah. So okay.
Well, first, let's look at the title of the story. Home is more than a building. Lori, what does that mean? Home is more than a building.
Yeah, this is an interesting title, I think, because when you think of home, if I say, oh, it's time to go home, maybe you think you're going back to your apartment. But if I asked you, where's your home? You probably don't say your home is on Walnut Hill. Your home
might.
Maybe. Like you and I just moved, but this doesn't feel like our home really yet.
But it is our home.
It is our home.
It's where our stuff lives.
It's our home.
It's where you are.
It takes a while for it to feel like home, right?
Right.
It's hard for me to feel like it's home because we haven't been able to be with our children.
Mm-hmm. But if you were visiting somebody in Mexico and they said, where's your home? You would say the United States.
Yeah.
So that's a different use of the word home. Home is where you live. Mm-hmm. A building is your house, and it can be your home.
Yeah.
But it's a house. A building is a house. A home is what you make it.
I think sometimes a home is like where your special people are, like where you feel safe and where you feel like people love you. That can be your home. You know, we have that saying, home is where the heart is.
Yeah.
Yeah. That reminds me of that.
Yeah.
So maybe they'll talk about that in this story a little bit.
Maybe.
Let me see if I can.
It's good. They can read it on your paper.
Okay, you can read it on your paper, and we'll read one paragraph at a time. And then afterwards, we're going to go back and look at some of the vocabulary. So when you go through, if you see a word that you don't know, underline that word,
Mm-hmm.
and then we'll come back. We picked some words that we thought maybe you don't know, but maybe we didn't pick all of the words. So
if there's others that you don't know the meaning to, send us a text, and we will add it to our list next time we get together.
Right.
Okay?
Okay.
So I'm going to start. A few months ago, Pedro Ramirez, 45, that means he's 45 years old. So a few months ago, Pedro Ramirez, 45, lost his job in a grocery store.
Hmm.
To pay the bills, he got a part-time job at night. Several days later, Pedro's wife, Luisa, gave him a big surprise. She was pregnant with their 6th child.
We counted right.
Pedro was happy but worried. How am I going to support another child without a full-time job, he wondered.
Yeah.
It's easier here.
Okay, so let's get it on the picture so you can be thinking about the picture if you would. Okay, that evening, Pedro and Luisa got some more news. A fire was coming near their home. By the next morning, the fire was very close. The police ordered every family in the neighborhood to evacuate. The Ramirez family moved quickly. While Pedro was gathering their legal documents, Luisa grabbed the family photographs and the children put their pets, a cat and a bird, in the family's van. Then the family drove to the home of Luisa's sister 1 hour away.
About 24 hours later, Pedro and Luisa got very bad news. The fire destroyed their home.
Oh.
They lost almost everything. With no home, only part-time work, and a baby coming, Pedro was even more worried about the future.
For 3 months, the Ramirez family stayed with Luisa's sister while the workers were rebuilding their home. Many generous people helped them during that difficult time. Friends took them shopping for clothes.
Wow.
Strangers left gifts at their door. And a group of children collected $500 to buy bicycles for the Ramirez children.
Because of all the help from friends and neighbors, the Ramirez family was able to rebuild their lives. 2 months after the fire, Luisa mailed out holiday cards with this message: home is more than a building. Home is wherever there is love.
Okay. So I hope you understood most of that, but I think there were maybe some words that were new to you. So we put together some vocabulary words that we thought were new for you. So you might want to get some paper that you can write down the words and the meanings.
And you can pause the screen and copy them from the screen.
Yeah. You want to take the first word?
Sure. The first word on there is support. The little V next to it means it's a verb. So it's an action word. So support is to pay for something. It is difficult to support a family on one person's salary. So support means to take care of somebody, and to take care of them physically, their physical needs.
Yeah, support can have a lot of different meanings.
It can.
I wrote it like this because in the sentence, you see this word in your first paragraph where Pedro found out that his wife was pregnant with their 6th child. And do you see it? They put it in these quotation marks. It says, how am I going to support another child? So there he's talking about money. It's like he's saying, how am I going to be able to
feed them and get them clothing,
give them food, pay for all the things that child needs? How am I going to do that?
Yeah.
So it's like to take care of that person with money. And support can also mean to like encourage someone, to give them support.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so it's a verb. The next one's also a verb, evacuate. So you saw the word evacuate in the next paragraph. I think this is when they heard on the news that the fire was very near their house, and it said that they were ordered to evacuate. So evacuate means you are ordered to evacuate if you have to leave a place that's very dangerous. Because if you don't leave, you'll be hurt. Okay, so sometimes you have to evacuate if there's a flood or really bad storms coming. Then on the news, you might hear they want everybody to evacuate. So they were told, it says in the second paragraph, the police ordered every family in the neighborhood to evacuate. Okay, so that's what the family had to do. That's why they were driving away. They had to. They couldn't stay.
The next word is also a verb. Three in a row. This one is gather. And in your story, it says, on this right below evacuating, it says, while Pedro was gathering their legal documents. So he was going around the house and picking up all the important papers that they had. So he picked up one, he picked up another. He's gathering these things together. He's bringing them together.
You know all about important legal documents.
Yeah, so when you have to get your citizenship, we want you to get lots of papers like your driver's license. We might say to you, gather together all these important things.
Like collect them, put them together. Yeah. Okay, and so notice I only gave you gather, but they used gathering because I gave you the root form of the verb. So, all right, so the next word is grab. And it said, while Pedro was gathering the legal documents, Luisa, his wife, she was grabbing. So that means to take something quickly, like that. He grabbed my book. Okay, so they're in a hurry to leave. They're afraid of the fire. So Luisa grabbed the family photos. So all the pictures, that's important. You want to have good memories. I hope you have pictures from your country, your family. Okay, so she grabbed the photos and she got the children and the pets and she put them all in the car together.
So the next word is also a verb. Another one is destroy, and it's to break or to ruin. In this story, it says the fire on the top of the next column. About 24 hours later, Pedro and Luisa got very bad news. The fire destroyed their home. So this pencil could be burned up in a fire, right? If it was burned up in a fire, it would be gone, it would be destroyed. It also could be destroyed that way. I can destroy it that way.
But that is not completely destroyed.
I can still use it.
It's broken.
It's broken, but I destroy it if I keep breaking it and make it so nobody could use it into little bitty tiny pieces, right?
Then it would be destroyed.
Yeah.
Now it's broken. But it's not completely broken.
So
yeah. So the fire made it so they couldn't fix the house. They will have to build it again.
Have to rebuild it.
They'll have to build it again. Okay, so the next word is not a verb.
Yay.
The next word, I think maybe you've heard this word. But it's spelled a little different. So Generous. That G sounds like J. So generous. Generous is like the opposite of selfish. Selfish is when you want to keep everything for yourself. But generous is when you will share with other people. You are happy to share, okay? You are giving. So in the second to the last paragraph, it said, many generous people helped them during that difficult time. So many people knew there was a fire and many people helped them. It doesn't say it does say what some of them did. Some of them took them shopping for clothes.
Or left gifts for them.
Yeah.
Or collected money for a bicycle, did many things. Yeah.
So lots of different ways that they were generous, that they were giving, that they were sharing or giving.
It also talks about different groups of people who are generous. One was their friends, one was a group of children from school, and one was strangers. So our next word is stranger. It's a noun. So this is people you don't even know. They don't even know these people. And some people they didn't even know left them gifts at their door. So that's what the word stranger means. It's, I don't know them, but in this case, they were nice to them.
Maybe they just read the story in the newspaper and they feel like, oh, I want to be helpful. I have something I can help.
I heard this family of 7, about to have another baby. Going to be a family of 8, lost everything they owned in a fire, so they wanted to help.
Yeah. People have been generous to us before and helped us.
Yeah.
So, if someone has helped you in the past, maybe sometimes you want to help other people too. So, okay, so those are strangers. If a stranger helps you, you are usually really surprised.
Usually.
Yeah. So the next word, the next word is rebuild. So remember we said that the house was destroyed. That means they have to start again. So you know that re at the beginning is a prefix. So re means again. So maybe you can be thinking about some other words with re at the beginning. So rebuild means to build it again. So they have to start from the beginning. Maybe all that's left is the concrete base of the house. And they have to start with all the walls, everything. They have to start again with their life.
So if you have an appointment with somebody, you're on their schedule. So we have an appointment, but you call and you say, oh, I can't come to the appointment, but I want to make another appointment with you. You say, I want to reschedule. So you scheduled an appointment and you want to reschedule an appointment. So that's the type of word that is. The next word is noun. It's a message. So in the story, it says, Luisa mailed out holiday cards with this message. So she wanted to tell some people something. So the message is what you tell people. So it's the sentence or the idea that you say when you want to tell somebody something.
Yeah, so you can share a message different ways, like a note, or you can call and leave a message.
So many ways. You can put a note on somebody's car and say, hey, your lights were on and I tried to turn them off, but I'm so sorry I couldn't, or
So the message is just the information. It can be text message, voice message.
Your teacher could send you a message by text, or they could call and leave you a voicemail. Those are all messages. It's the words that she says is the message. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. And their message here was, home is more than a building.
Right.
Home is wherever there is love.
And they always have some important information, or many times they have important information.
So often they have a little blurb down the bottom, like this. What are you going to say about it?
Yeah, I was just going to say, usually there's good information in those little boxes. So let's read what it says. It says, in a story, time phrases show changes in time. So it's a good thing to pay attention to those. That way, if you need to put things in order, what happened first, what happened next, you can do that easier.
So look at the first words in each paragraph on this. So if I scroll this down a little bit. Okay. A few months ago. That's a time phrase. So a little while ago, in the past, those paragraphs going to be what's happening a few months ago. Then this one is, he was wondering about stuff, and he says, that evening, so this has happened in the evening. They got some more news. Okay, so.
But it was after he knew that his wife was pregnant, right?
Luisa gave him a big surprise. She was pregnant. And that evening, that same day that she told him that evening, they got some more news. And then the top of the next page.
That was the fire news.
About 24 hours later, they got some very bad news. So this was it. There was a fire and they had to leave. This was it. Destroyed everything.
Yeah.
And then the next one is for the next 3 months. So starting that day and going forward for 3 months. That's the time frame.
Yeah. So like you said, up here, it was first he lost his job. That was a few months ago, right? We knew that. And then it said, I think we missed
several
this one.
days later, yeah.
Several days later, Luisa gave him the big surprise that she was pregnant. And then he's worried, how will I support my family, right? And then it was that evening, the several days later, that they get the news about the fire.
Now there's one more I missed down here. So that evening, this was going on, right? Now here's a word that you've been using in the grammar sections that Lori's taught you, while.
Oh, yeah.
So that evening, then while Pedro was gathering their legals. So something happened while he was doing that. Luisa was grabbing their photographs. The children were putting put the pets in the car. So there was these three things were all happening while means at the same time, right?
Yeah, while means at the same time. And just to review, because we spent 2 lessons on grammar, remember while you have that past continuous. So was gathering. Okay. And then, so that was like the longer one. And then the shorter ones
Lisa
are grabbed and put. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Good job. Good. All right. So there's going to be some questions about this story. If we had you in class, we would be spending more time talking about it together. Do you have anything more to say about this story?
No.
It's pretty hard. I mean, I can't imagine. I've never lost anything in a fire.
No.
Maybe some of our students have.
Maybe. But, and many of you have lost everything because you've had to leave your home country and with just the things you could carry. So that was similar. You had to start all over again.
So then we say you rebuild. You're not rebuilding your house, but you're rebuilding your life.
Yeah.
You're starting all over again with a new life, a new language, new jobs, maybe not the same type of jobs. I know not the same type of jobs for everybody.
Even if they didn't rebuild their house, they could have moved into another apartment and had to rebuild their home.
Right.
Because their home is where they are. And so they had to fill that home back up with the things that they wanted to have and the ways that they could show each other love.
Yeah, at least they got some of their more important things. They got each other. They had pictures.
They had their important papers. They had their pets.
The things they care about.
Yeah. They had their children.
No people died. That was good.
That was very good.
Okay. So we're going to look at some of the questions that are on the next page. So for you, that's page 117. This is page 117. And at the top, it says, check your understanding. Scan. What does scan mean?
Look over the reading real quickly.
Yeah, like not a slow read, just a fast.
Don't read it again. Just look over for these answers.
This is where those time phrases are going to help them. Because what they want you to do, here it says it, look for the time phrases, and you're going to write numbers to show the order that things happened in. What was first? What happened next? What happened next? So let's just read through them.
And then next time we get together, we'll show you the right answers.
Yeah, we'll check the answers.
Okay.
You can send us what you think the right answers are. You can take a photo and send it to us.
Or you can give us a order like 1, 3, 7, 2.
With commas between them. That would be great. So just so that you understand what it says, it's like, okay, he lost his job. They tell you that's what happened first. Luisa, the wife, mailed out holiday cards. The fire destroyed their house. Pedro and Luisa heard about a fire near their home. The police ordered people in the neighborhood to evacuate. The Ramirez family stayed with Luisa's sister for 3 months.
And Lori skipped one. Luisa
Oh.
told Pedro she was pregnant.
Oh, I did skip. Where was that?
The second to last one.
Oh, okay. That's an important one. All right. So then at the bottom part is build your vocabulary.
And we've done these already, these words.
You should have the definitions of those in this video. So I hope this won't be too hard for you. Maybe you can think about other ways that you could use these words. We can talk about that just shortly after on the next one when we're checking the answers, because we don't just use those in that situation. So if you want to, you could think about another sentence for those words too. It just depends on how much time you have. Some of you are really busy. I know that.
Yep.
And some of you have more time than others.
And some would want more work to do, and there's always the green book.
Yeah.
And on pages 108 and 109, there's another reading and more questions. And the answers to this are all in the back, so you don't have to wait for us to give you the answers.
That's the nice thing about the green book.
Then the last thing you could do, and this is kind of would be a really good one for you to try to do, is find somebody that you can talk to about at the bottom of the page there where it says C, talk with a partner, ask and answer the questions, and tell your partner about an emergency situation and what happened to you and your friends. So you can talk through that and ask them if they've ever been in one and have a conversation with somebody. This could be your children. It could be, a neighbor. I know that that's hard, but if you do a neighbor, remember to stay in 10 feet apart. So you're
6 feet anyway. Wear a mask.
2 to 3 meters apart. So and wear a mask. But
You understand when is the day they have to start wearing a mask?
Starting Saturday, tomorrow, which is April I don't remember today's date.
Today is Friday, April 17th.
So on Saturday, April 18th, if you go out in public, if you go to a store or you go to anywhere where you're going to be around close to other people, you have to wear a face mask. Okay?
If you're out exercising for a walk, you don't need to do that. As long as you are at least 6 feet away from someone else.
Right.
And if you have young children, like 2 and under, they should not wear a face mask. It's not good for them. Right. But if they're 3 or 4 years old, they should.
If you're going to a store, going in somewhere. Yeah.
So the reason they make those rules is because they want everyone to be safe.
Right.
We want all of you to be safe.
Yes.
And we want to be safe for you. So, okay. Hope you have a great weekend and look forward to seeing you soon.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.